1 second. Bear with me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, here we go. There it is. Found it. My phone is ringing. Okay. Welcome back. Alright, this is a kind of a weird video for a few reasons. One, I'm using a different camera to record this on, so it might look a little bit different. And then two, obviously we're in a little bit of a different venue here. My desk right now has a Maxim 9000 kind of broken open onto it because I'm trying to figure out why it doesn't work. I think the problem is that it's a Maxim 9000, but the jury is still out on that. So we're not talking about that because right now I need to not think about Minoltas. Instead I want to think about these beauties. These of course are two Pentax SLR cameras. Got the ME Super here and the MX. Disregard the fact that this is missing a bottom plate. I took it off for some reason and then it fell into the abyss and I was like, I need to record this video. And I guess I didn't have time to grab this, even though it would take like maybe a minute to do. Doesn't matter, we're here now, that's all that really matters. I wanted to make this video for a while now because I've got to come clean with you. You're my audience. There's like over 900 of you now, which is awesome. Thank you very much for that. I'm very appreciative for anybody who clicks on the videos to listen to me ramble. I want to talk about these cameras because I made a video about 7 months ago. I'll try and remember to put the link for that right up there. And this video is going over these cameras. I got an MX in to repair, so I was doing that. It was a really nice MX. I was like, oh, this is kind of a nice camera. Like, how does it stack up to the ME Super? This came out a little bit before the ME Super, and then it was in production after the ME Super stopped. So it kind of eclipsed that, and then also this was like more of a flagship model, whereas this was a little bit more less than that, like a half step down. This and the ME were kind of released at the same time. The ME was viewed as like the more, consumer level camera, and then this was kind of the step up from the ME, but it's obviously not an MX. So the key differences obviously between these two: this one's mechanical, this one's mostly electrical. Well, this one's mostly mechanical, this one's pretty much just electrical. There are of course the two mechanical functions, which is 1/125th of a second and then bulb, so that is worth noting with this. But for the most part, the best functionality you're going to get is when you have two batteries in it, two LR44 batteries. You can check out my ME Super specific video if you want to learn more about it. I think they're great cameras, but we're kind of comparing these two. And in the vein of honesty, I've not shot, this is my personal ME Super. So this is my personal ME Super. This is an MX that I think I've shot a roll of film through, maybe two. But in the vein of honesty between these two, I've not shot with this one for like maybe 5 months now, maybe 6 months. I think I shot a roll through it not too long ago because I was like, oh, it's been a while since I've shot with this, I should shoot with it, and then I did. But this one I haven't shot much with. I've had like 3 or 4 other MXs that I've been shooting a lot with, but also regularly I've not really been shooting with this too much. But for the sake of the argument, I've been kind of favoring the MX more. Now there's a few reasons for that. One, I've had a lot of ME Supers in to repair, and I love these cameras, I really do. I like working on them, but I don't I love working on them, but I don't like working on them right now. A lot of the ones I've been getting in, which is no one's fault, really. So to any of the customers who have sent in their stuff and they're watching this, I do appreciate it. I'm not trying to like dog on you or your cameras or anything, but just the fact of the matter is there are so many more variables of what's wrong with these cameras. Weird things, little gremlins in this that I've noticed lately. Kind of same with this one, but overall I've not had too many negative experiences with the MX, enough to where I feel much more comfortable shooting with it. I like the fact that it's more mechanical. I like that there's a little bit more functionality in that realm there. And there was also a comment that was made kind of recently, a couple weeks ago maybe, on the old video that I made about 7 months ago. Someone who was discussing their experience with these cameras, and I thought it was kind of worth noting, so shout out to the person who commented. But yeah, it's just a matter of, you can get one of these for like 20 bucks maybe. It might not work great, you might have to fix it a little bit or send it in somewhere to get fixed, but you can get one of these for pretty cheap. Probably going to spend a little bit more to get an MX, but the list of things that go wrong with this, by and large, is shorter than the things that will go wrong with this, if that makes sense. So it's kind of one of those things of like buying boots, like work boots. That's kind of the allegory that I've used a few times, where it's like, do you buy the cheap pair of boots that you can like get really messy and goof up and all that stuff, and then just buy another pair, or do you buy the nice boots that'll last a little bit longer and you don't have to worry about it too much? Like, yeah, it's in the short term you're spending a little bit more money, but the quality you're getting is a little bit better. Or you could just kind of continue to spend not a lot of money. So I think that that's something that does need to be discussed. And I'm not here to placate you with my opinion on this. This is just kind of my perspective, because I have the kind of, I don't know if it would be privileged position, but I do have the position of owning a lot of different cameras and being able to shoot with a lot of different systems. Whereas a lot of other people who maybe watch this video or watch other people's videos, they're just getting into cameras, or they're trying to figure out what the next camera they want to buy is, and they're not thinking about buying up a bunch of garbage and then seeing like what works for them and what doesn't. So I think that that point does need to be raised. Like, just in my preferential place right now, like I still love my ME Super, don't get me wrong. I do really much enjoy this one in particular because it is, knock on wood. Where's the wood? God damn it, I need wood. I need some wood. Oh, here we go. Knock on wood, this has not failed me yet, but I have shot with others lately that I thought were working just fine, and then get out in the field and then they break down, which is why I always carry tools with me, just in case these things happen. This, on the other hand, has worked pretty consistently, short of one of the MXs, which I dropped because I thought that the strap would work, and then it snapped in half and fell on the ground and kind of got destroyed, which we don't want to talk about because it makes me sad. But anyway, that happened. And then I had another one where occasionally the mirror would just not move. I've had a lot more ME Supers that I've sent out to people after, in my mind, I'd fixed it, and I hold on to them for a little bit longer to make sure that everything is good, and then it's just not. So yeah, I think the point of this whole video is I just wanted to address that and just talk about kind of the updated opinion on these cameras and where I'm standing with them currently. I've not really shot with either of these too much lately. I've been kind of testing some of the other cameras that I have in stock because I'm trying to ramp back up on the sales. I've been shooting a lot with the f4, which I kind of like, but I've also been shooting with this. Now, this kind of is in the same realm, sort of, as the ME Super, a little bit. Kind of. I don't really know where this fits in the hierarchy. This came out a little bit after both of these systems, but it does have some things that I really like. So similar to the MX, it's capped off at a 1/1000th of a second shutter speed. Similar to the ME Super, it also has an auto feature. It's pretty much only electrically operated. But you do have the dial here, which I like. I like having this physical thing as opposed to the buttons here with LED readout. I prefer being able to see it personally. The form factor is relatively the same. This is a little clunkier, but it does have more ergonomic features, so it's a little bit easier to kind of hold. It is missing a memo slot, but you do get to see what film you're shooting in the back window there, so it's not as important to have that. Yet for the most part, it adopts a lot of the same principles of the ME Super in terms of the advanced system, linkage, the shutter, mirror box, all those things, but it does have a few minor improvements in that regard. It has a DX code reader as well, and a few of the more like professional features that the MX has, like the depth of field preview, which I don't know if you could really count that as professional, but I think you catch my drift. That's something that is a little bit less common in these other systems. These are also just stupidly cheap, and again, it's kind of the same system. It's the same situation with the ME Super of, yes, you can get one of these for not a whole lot of money, but how many of these do you really want to buy, so to speak? I have like 4 of them for some reason. I don't really know how I ended up with 4 of them. I do kind of, but still, like, it's a lot, even for me. So yeah, I get, like, I'm not trying to compare this to these, because I feel like these kind of compare to each other a little bit better, given like just the sheer similarities between them. But I do think that this is another like alternative to the ME Super, so maybe something kind of like that. But I don't know. This is just kind of, like I said, a video I wanted to make, kind of ramble about my thoughts. Say thank you to all the people who have subscribed, because it does mean a lot to me. And I guess just kind of continue to share my experiences with these cameras. I'm thinking about eventually doing like a whole walkthrough of like my collection after I've shot with everything, which I'm almost done with it. I'll have to double check, but I think I've pretty much shot with all of my cameras, which is like a lot at this point. But I think going through all of them and being able to discuss like the things that I kind of liked, the things I didn't like, stuff that stuck out to me, maybe that'll help you with like your purchasing decisions, or at the very least be good promotional material so I can finally sell some of my cameras and get my store working again. But for the time being, I think that'll do it. Like I said, if you have any questions or any experiences you want to share with these cameras, please comment below, let me know. Maybe this one, we'll get this out of the way for now, I'm not talking about it. I do have plans for these two, so I've got a few that I'm going to do a full teardown and a rebuild on, just to like double check common points of failure and stuff like that. And if I end up doing that and recording that and making a video about it, I think that'll be very helpful for those that are watching. I don't know, we'll see. And I'll probably do the same with this, because I have an MX that works kind of when it feels like it wants to work. So, and my understanding of the MX is limited in relation to my understanding of the ME Super. So we'll see. I've got a few ideas like that. It's just going to take a little bit more time, and right now I'm just kind of juggling a bunch of stuff. So I appreciate your patience when I'm releasing these videos, because like I said, I do have a hefty backlog of repairs from like the past few months. So I'm just trying to get through all of that and then try to keep up to date with like other videos and projects that I'm kind of enjoying doing more. So if there's anything that you want to see, please comment below, and I'll try to put a priority on that. But for the most part, I'm just kind of doing what I can to stay afloat here. So as always, I appreciate you watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so, and yeah, I will have another video ready soon, so stay tuned for that. But until then, thanks for watching, catch you on the next one.